Wayne, how would you assess the effort and the performance, particularly just a bad start really set you back?
I think firstly, thank God the season's over. I think it's a relief for all of us, and as I said, there needs to be a lot of changes for us. And yeah, for the game, I thought we actually had good control, especially first half of the game, but the goals we conceded is incredible, really. Not just a professional level, at any level, the goals we conceded. So poor defending, poor decision making, sloppy, not winning second balls. But actually, on the ball, we played some good stuff at times. So it's very disappointing when you're putting the effort in and we give teams goals too easily. So I was really disappointed with them.
So a broad question, I guess. Now what?
You see, I'm as I said when I come in, I'm committed to this club. I'm here. It's a lot of work for us now to make sure we bring the right players in. We bring the players who are going to develop the team. I think there's small changes which around the club needs to happen as well, which will happen. So it's a big off-season for us. If we're going to compete, we're going to be successful. There has to be big changes and quite a few of them.
Jason, go ahead.
Wayne, I wanted to ask about obviously the bad start, the defensive issues. I know when Matai made his debut, you mentioned after the game that with the yellow in that game, you were a little worried about making sure things didn't go south for him in the second half. Today, obviously, looked like an own goal from the press box. How do you think he bounced back?
Looked like a what, sorry?
Was that?
Looked like a what, sorry?
An own goal.
An own goal, sorry.
Yeah. How did he bounce back? How do you think he dealt with that adversity?
Yeah, I think he done well. Of course, he had a couple of the first goal. I think it's gone off one leg onto the other leg and gone in. And I think it was the third or fourth goal he's tried to clear it with his wrong foot. And I got what I wanted out of the young players today in terms of in professional football, you need to learn to deal with it. I thought he did. He thought second half he done okay. You need to learn to get over mistakes, and there's many in there who don't. And he's a 15-year-old. There's many lads in there who don't get over a mistake or don't get over his conceding the first goal. So I thought of the three of them, I thought Koo done well. I thought Fletcher, scored a good goal, and that's what I've seen in training. He's got a good end product. So I'm pleased for all three of them. I'm pleased I got to see them because that'll help them in the development. And if you're asking me, are they all going to play next season, play every game next season? Of course they're not. They're still young lads, but it's a process with them, and we want to develop them and make sure they're ready for this club at the right time.
Thanks, Wayne.
Sir?
Hi, thanks for speaking about it. To kind of carry on with what Jason was asking about, when Chris went up and scored that goal, he really didn't have any hesitation whatsoever. And I wanted to ask a little bit more how you'd assess his performance and just the nature in which he scored that today.
Yeah, I think he done okay. I think he could have done better in the game. Of course, he lost a few balls. But the players in football, the players who get remembered and the players who have the big moments and score the goals when they're not having the best game are always the most exciting players. They're normally the ones who do that, are normally the ones who make the most mistakes. But they score one or two goals, which a lot of the times win you the game. So, and I think that's what player Fletcher's going to be, and it'd be frustrating at times. Of course, I understand that. Same with Koo. And I think for Matai, it's a good one to learn. Although Koo and Fletcher are almost allowed to make mistakes, when you play a centre back, you normally get punished. So it's a good learning curve for all three of them. I think this game, and but I'm pleased because of course you're always concerned when you play young players as well, and especially in Matai's case of 15. You're always a bit concerned, and I just felt I seen him stretching a little bit. I wanted to take him off towards the end, but it's a good step for all of them.
Skip, what was your message to the team after the game? Since there's nothing else coming up immediately, what do you try to convey to them now?
I hope you're fit when you come back pre-season, because they'll get their schedules in the off-season. We can't afford to waste time getting them fit in pre-season. We need to spend a lot of time tactically with them, both in and out of possession. It's exactly how I worked at my previous club. I give the lads the schedules. In the off-season, if they do the work, they'll be ready to go straight into football. If they don't, then it'll be difficult for them.
Do two more, Jose, and then Jim.
Yeah, Wayne, based on your previous stop, like how do you prepare now heading into this off-season? Like, what did you learn from that last off-season with your last stop that will help you now get this team moving in the right direction?
I learned you have to be ruthless. Maybe in my previous club I wasn't, when I probably should have been. So you have to be ruthless, and of course I think in every club in this league there's big changes which take place, and for us it's the same. So yeah, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot since I've been here over the last few months. So it's my job, which I will do, which I've been doing, to push the owners. If we want to be successful, if we want to develop as a team and as a club, we need to make sure we make the right decisions in this off-season, and so we're ready. It's going to be a lot of work, but it needs them.
You've been faced with a big challenge and task here, obviously coming in the situation they're covering in, but are you thinking that you are facing a similar situation to other great players such as Thierry Henry or Steven Gerrard or Frank Lampard, who have gone on to coach players who perhaps just aren't at the standard that they ever were, the standard that you were? Is that difficult for you to impart your mentality, your the way you want to play on players who perhaps things would be very easy for you to do, whereas perhaps it's not so easy for them?
No, I think it's, for me, I'm a big believer in sometimes the hardest thing to do is the simple things. I think, and that's what costs us. That's whether it's a simple pass, whether it's communication, talking to your teammate. We're a very quiet team, and of course we've got a lot of young players in there. But it's the simple things which normally let you down in games, and so. And of course, players are not as you said, Thierry Henry's level. It's very difficult to find many, and Steven Gerrard's level, many who are at that level. But I think what I've seen is the mentality and the character of the club needs to improve. And I've been monitoring everything since I've been in over the few months, and that is a big thing which I've seen, and we're starting to do things and make sure we get that right, because when you get that right and you recruit in the right way, things become a little bit easier. Okay, thanks everyone. Thank you.